Warning: the following content may contain spoilers for film and television programs. It is also intended for mature audiences. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
Hey! Welcome back.
Not all at once, guys. Not all at once. No,
Yeah.
How you guys? How's everyone doing? You guys ready for another week of the See It podcast?
Yeah.
I was born ready.
Episode 11.
All right. So let's jump right into it, I guess. You want to go news?
Oh, we gotta do some intros first. People gotta know who they're. Yeah. So
They need to know who's lusciously filling their ear holes with amazing things.
yeah.
I
Kick us
suppose.
off.
I'm Zach Chadwick, and I'm drinking Natty Light. I'm keeping it classy today.
All right. I'm Austin Fairbairn. Got a little Three Blind Mice.
All right. Andrew Ormsby, and I have Johnny Walker Black Label.
As always.
Yes. And before we jump into the news, you just want to hop right in
I
there,
just
don't
want to go.
you? Zach has to give us his see it or skip it
yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, I want to hear this one actually.
It's really weird because when we did our most anticipated movies of 2014, this movie was on mine because it looked really cool. I saw Only Lovers Left Alive last night with Tom Hiddleston and Tilda Swinton and Anton Yelkin, the dude who played, he was in Star Trek, the dude with the really thick accent. They could never understand him. I wanted to love this movie a lot. Tom Hiddleston's awesome, but like I said before, I was expecting an orgy of like Bram Stoker's Dracula meets Natural Born Killers meets Interview with the Vampire, and it was not that. I probably wouldn't see it again. I would say don't see it simply because you have to really want to see it just for Tom Hiddleston. Like, he's the only reason to see the movie. I like Tilda Swinton's fine in it, but Tom Hiddleston's the only reason to see it. He commands the screen when he's in the movie. It makes me sad. I wanted to love it, but I didn't love it.
Yeah.
All right, that's our second ever skip it. So now we can move on to the news segment of the podcast called Speaking Of. We're going to kick it off with, let's see, we have 7 listed news items this week. So we're going to kick it off with the real Bernie Teed was released from prison. Bernie was portrayed in the 2011 self-titled film Bernie by Jack Black. Teed is charged to finish out his sentence with a $10,000 bond. And what's really weird is he is forced to live in Richard Linklater's garage. Richard Linklater was the director of the 2011 film.
I know nothing about this guy. I guess he killed someone?
Yeah.
And I've never seen the movie, so I don't know.
Back in 1996, I believe, in Carthage, Texas, Bernie Teed was the town mortician. Everybody in the whole town thought he was the greatest guy in the world, this nicest guy. Everybody just wanted to hang out. He did everything, like charity, stuff like that.
Okay.
And he started dating this super old, evil woman. Like,
Did he? I didn't think they were dating. It wasn't like a sexual. I think it was just he befriended her. Like, she was like a widower, and he just he got really close with her.
What, did he do it for the money or something?
No, like people
just a thing?
Yeah, because he was he had a thing to help out really old ladies, and I'm basing this solely off what I saw in the movie, not like actual events. That's what I'm going.
So
off
he was
of.
a legit guy. He just like fucking snapped.
Yeah, she was like this awful human being.
Yeah, she turned out to be like a really shitty person, and that was their defense.
Yeah,
was that he just snapped, like he couldn't take it anymore, and he killed her.
Wow.
But the prosecutor said, this lady's a freaking millionaire. It was premeditated. You wanted her money.
Oh, well, I'm not saying that's why he did it, but man, that's a good thing to spin.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
And the judge sentenced him to life in prison.
Life in prison, yeah.
But now he just got a time served.
Wow.
Well,
with the 10,000, and he's forced to live in Linklater's garage.
Well, Linklater, it was because of that movie that the defense attorney actually decided that, hey, something about this case isn't quite right, and went back and did the investigation and represented Bernie Teed in his appeal and got him out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Linklater actually testified on his behalf as well.
Holy shit, man! That's wow.
The judge didn't just like out of the blue order this. Linklater agreed to this. He said, "I believe in this man's innocence in this case that allowed this to
That's
happen.
kind of like in did you ever see Hurricane with Denzel Washington about Reuben Carter?
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
boxer. That's kind of like that. People just came along one day and they're like, we believe this guy, and they took his case, and finally, it was overturned.
Yeah.
He died recently, sad day, but
Yeah.
it's kind of similar. I get where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I'm speaking your lingo.
All right. But yeah, no, it's a crazy story that just like how it happened, and then just the ties that the film industry has.
I
in
might
this
have to see this
case.
movie.
I like it a lot. It's on Netflix.
It's got Matthew McConaughey
really?
in it.
Yeah.
He's the lawyer.
Nice.
I just wish I was at that court trial, the second court trial, where Linklater gets up there and he's like, I truly believe in this man's innocence. And then somebody stands up and goes, you directed Dazed and Confused. You have no credibility here.
Somebody did that?
Yeah.
Best day ever. All right, so
Speaking of murder, let's talk about how Lionsgate is planning to murder my childhood. Lionsgate Films has announced that they plan to create a new film series based on the original Power Rangers.
I think there's going to be a joint destruction of both your childhoods. I think the Ninja Turtles and the Power Rangers are going to do a joint movie.
No. Real quick, before we get to Power Rangers, every time I see something new with Ninja Turtles, a small glimmer of hope gets bigger.
I don't think the letdown's going to be even bigger when it happens.
I know. It's going to totally shit all over my face when I go see it.
Yeah.
But when I'm telling you, I don't think it's going to suck. Okay, now Power Rangers.
Haim Saban, the creator of Power Rangers, says that Lionsgate has a vision, marketing prowess, and incredible track record in launching breakthrough hits from Hunger Games to Twilight and Divergent. In partnership with Lionsgate team, we're confident that we will capture the world of Power Rangers and translate it into a unique and memorable motion picture phenomenon with a legacy all its own.
Way to set the bar high on those comparisons.
Yeah, really.
Well, hey,
mean,
they're in the business of making money, and those movies made a fuck ton of money. But I wouldn't compare it to Twilight, because Twilight sucks. I mean, for the most part. The books were fine, but the movies were shit. And Divergent I haven't seen, but Hunger Games is decent.
Yeah.
It's got Jennifer Lawrence. It can't be bad.
Yeah. I just remember...
Did you see American Hustle? But she wasn't
That
bad
doesn't
in that.
count.
She
wasn't bad in that.
Yeah. I don't know. I just have a feeling it's going to be like Transformers, with giant robots. Actually, it'll probably be more like a cheap-ass version of Pacific Rim, with the giant robots fighting the giant kaiju and
You know
stuff
what
like
would
that.
be awesome? Did you ever see the web series that they developed around Mortal Kombat, where it was like
Legacy?
uber realistic and bloody? That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Like, just have them all be strung out druggies, and then all of a sudden some military dude comes up and he said, "Here, we want you to protect the universe," or some shit.
All the Power Rangers are washed up, and the pink one has like 5 kids.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I would watch that tomorrow.
Yeah. That just brings back fond memories of awkward child boners for the Pink Ranger.
Not awkward at all.
Yeah. Speaking of giant kaiju, Japanese fans of the Godzilla franchise have vocally complained that they believe the new American Godzilla is too fat, saying such things as, it's fat from the neck down and massive at the bottom, and he's just another American fatty. Well, gentlemen, this of course brings us to our Rage Rant of the week.
Rage rant.
If you would be so kind as to put 1 minute on the clock.
All right, I'll 1 minute on the clock and go.
Listen here, motherfuckers. I'm going to hold off on how the whole scaling ratio of physics works for now. And first say, judge not, lest ye be judged. You can call our Godzilla fat, but let's not forget that the Godzilla from the 80s and 90s had some major thunder thighs on him, as well as a big beer belly. Also, I would like to point out that Toho, you may know them as the creators of Godzilla, they signed off on the design and said it was better than they could have imagined. Plus, our Godzilla is literally twice the size as the 1954 one. To have that big of a monster, you have to be wider to carry that much weight. It's like, if you were to scale an ant to the size of a human, it would die instantly because it's not built for that size. So, how much time do I got? Like 10 seconds. Shame on you for making me bash Toho's Godzillas that I grew up with and loved.
All right, good job. Good rant. Good rant.
Completely understandable. I hate it. It's kind of what I talked about last week with fandoms feeling like they deserve something. Man, it looks cool. If you don't want to see it, don't see it.
They need to stop bullying Godzilla. All right,
Exactly.
bullying's never the answer,
he
guys.
will breathe fire in your
Come on,
face
Japan.
and eat your soul. I don't know if he breathes fire or not.
He does in the new one. He will.
Sweet.
And apparently it's like the coolest thing ever.
I'm really looking forward to that. This next 2 weeks, we got Godzilla coming out. Gonna go see it. Opening night, IMAX 3D. It's gonna be sweet.
Yeah.
The week after,
we're gonna go. We get to see it Thursday at 7.
It's gonna be
IMAX
the
3D.
hits.
Well, when I say we, I mean, yeah. One of us isn't going to get to go.
Well,
because one of us thought it'd be a good idea to get married and then have to do stuff with their spouse.
my wife decided to graduate, college and whatnot. So I figured if I didn't show up, I'd probably be screwed.
So we have Godzilla on Thursday, and then the week after we have X-Men and Watch Dogs comes out, which I can't fucking wait for.
I'm going to pass on Watch Dogs. And if we have time at the end of this podcast, it's not film or TV, but I want to talk about Destiny and its budget.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, it's insane budget shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So speaking of insane budgets, the new Star Wars Episode 7 has a new working title, The Ancient Fear.
I'm really, really curious. I mean, obviously that's Sith related, I'm sure, but
it could be something totally new. We don't know.
It could be because they threw out all the Star Wars universe canon stuff that had been written.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It could be anything. I just really am curious to see how they're going to continue it because they're bringing back everybody back.
The canon for this movie is just going to include the previous movies and the Clone Wars TV show?
The Clone Wars TV show and the previous movies. Yeah, you're right.
And that's it, right? None of the expanded universe for any of that.
Which I mainly am curious just because I want to see how Andy Serkis is going to fit in this.
Yeah.
I really hope it's something new than the Sith because that's kind of like beating a dead horse.
Well, it could be because there was some really uber famous book series that was written. It was like a trilogy, and it was about how the Empire never really died. It wasn't because of the Sith, but because of one of the higher up generals maintained some of the guys on the Outer Rim, and then they came out of nowhere and started fucking shit up. And I don't know, it could be that.
It's still a hell of a lot better name than the Clone Wars, so there's always that.
I remember hearing about how when Ewan McGregor
That's exactly the story I was thinking of.
Really? He was on the red carpet somewhere, and somebody's like, hey, have you heard
it was for Moulin Rouge.
I missed the story, apparently.
Yeah, Ewan McGregor was on the red carpet with Nicole
Kidman. Yeah.
And press walked up to Ewan McGregor and said, hey, have you heard the new title for Star Wars? It's Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, Attack of the Clones, yeah.
And he's like, that's the dumbest fucking title I've ever heard in my life.
He really said that?
Yeah, no, he started laughing out loud, and he turns to Nicole Kidman. He's like, they fucking named the movie Attack of the Clones. She starts laughing,
she's like, are you shitting me?
That is awesome.
Well, I guess when you're already paid,
Yeah.
I completely forgot. I did not ever hear that story.
Yeah,
that makes Ewan McGregor cool.
I heard it either last week or a couple weeks ago. Somebody, because Star Wars has been in the news. Speaking of beating a dead horse, CBS has set an order for a How I Met Your Mother spinoff entitled How I Met Your Dad.
Your segues are much more spot on this week, I must say.
Yeah, man, I'm not sure I like these.
Okay, I'll just throw out random segues. So.
I see this as failing terribly because A, it doesn't have Jason Segel or Neil Patrick Harris, and they made the show.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the same, no matter how hard they try.
And Bob Saget's not going to be the narrator, obviously. It'll be Meg Ryan. Which people think Bob Saget's hilarious. Meg Ryan's just...
I don't like Meg Ryan much.
Well, here's my deal. Like, as much as I like this show, by the end of 8 seasons is what it was, the whole, this is How I Met Your Mother, but this entire episode has nothing to do with this, it's all about how...
It started getting old.
It started to get old.
I mean, the show was still funny.
The show was funny, but the concept behind it was getting kind of old and kind of worn out.
Nobody watched the show to find out how he met the mom.
Exactly.
They watched it because for Neil Patrick Harris and Jason Segel being funny.
To see how many chicks Neil Patrick Harris would bang in this episode.
Exactly. Legend, wait for it, dairy.
So I just think keeping the same premise of, hey, guess who your father is, but we're not going to tell you for 8 seasons is worn out, and they don't really need to do it again.
They're just trying to... It's like when Friends finally ended, and they did that spinoff, was it Joey or whatever? Because everyone was watching Friends, and that show lasted not even a season before it was canceled.
He's in a really good show on Showtime now. Have you guys seen Episodes? I think is what it's called.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but apparently it's really good.
It's pretty good.
I saw some preview for a show coming out on Showtime last night. I can't fucking remember what it's called. Shit. I'll let you know when I find it.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah.
Speaking of cool stories, Lethal Weapon reboot.
What?
Are you getting too old for this shit?
I'm getting too old for this shit.
Yeah, Warner Brothers.
Hollywood is getting lazy.
No, they are. Like, I was just about to say though, like at least enough time has passed from the last one for me, to warrant wanting to reboot something. I don't.
What was
think
the
they
last
should,
one? The
but-
Jet Li one in the 90s?
Yeah, it was Jet Li and Chris
4.
Rock.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Warner Brothers are going to reboot it, and they're looking at Chris Hemsworth to take up Martin Riggs' role.
Martin Riggs.
You know, Mel Gibson's
Oh,
character.
Mel
Martin
Gibson. Sorry. I haven't seen the movies in ages.
Really?
no, I mean I can see that. I mean I think he's a decent fit.
I just want to see Chris Hemsworth with a mullet.
I mean that'd be really awesome if they just like set it up like it's still the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
So who's going to play the black guy? Like Danny Glover's
Danny
role.
Glover? Oh,
So-
who would you want?
Well, it has to be somebody funny. So
Idris Elba.
that was the first name I thought of.
Was it really?
There you go.
Wavelength right there.
Wavelength.
Idris Elba and Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, but it has to be funny. So, I mean, the only person I can think of right now is Kevin Hart, but he's like uber tiny.
Nah.
Yeah, he wouldn't be very intimidating.
Yeah. It has to be somebody that's getting too old for this shit. Idris Elba could be that. Or just get Danny Glover to do it again.
That's it. Sorry, we're going completely. That Showtime show I'm thinking of is called Penny Dreadful. With,
It's out, dude. It
Josh
has-
Hartnett.
It's out right now.
It looks awesome.
It's getting really good
I
reviews.
really want to watch it. It's
Oh.
got Josh Hartnett and some other fucking people on it.
If it weren't for the fact that next week we were doing a Godzilla See It or Skip It, then we'd probably be doing that.
Have either of you watched Silicon Valley?
Yeah.
on HBO.
I want to. I've heard
Is
it's
it good?
really
I
funny.
like it.
I've heard
It's
good
not
things, I
like
just haven't seen
it's
it.
not like the funniest thing ever, but you know,
It's my kind of show.
yeah. It comes on right after Game of Thrones.
Have you
So.
seen? Did you watch John Oliver's new show? Is it any good?
Oh, the weekly news?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Just
Like I said,
curious.
like I said, I got rid of my Uverse.
I've seen one episode of it.
Is it any good?
I think it's hilarious.
Is it just
Awesome.
like Daily Show?
It's like the Daily Show, yeah,
Yeah.
essentially.
Speaking of the Daily Show,
This one actually dies in.
yeah, Comedy Central has found a replacement for Stephen Colbert when he leaves for CBS. Larry Wilmore will fill the seat.
Now to our senior black correspondent.
Yeah, the senior black correspondent from the Daily Show.
I've never watched the show enough to know who that is.
Yeah. I think the Wilmore Report has a nice ring to it, you know.
Yeah, but no.
But no, they've gone with the title, The Minority Report with Larry Wilmore.
Okay, that's hilarious.
No, it's not.
Yes,
It's-
it is.
It's too long of a title.
No, it's not.
And you can't say The Minority Report because that's the Tom Cruise movie.
No, it's funny because he's black.
it's funny because he's black.
Blacks aren't a minority, though.
Well, they are still technically in this country.
Well, that's how I mean.
It's all about location. If you go to certain areas, they're going to be the majority, and if you go to others, like where
I
we
know.
are, then
I'm
it's like a 95 to every other ethnicity in southern Missouri.
This is true. This is
Real
true.
quick before we get to our next thing, I want to have a moment of silence for Community. It was canceled yesterday.
Yes,
No, we're not just gonna, we're going to talk
So
about this.
sad.
It can be added to this. Speaking of news
Okay.
section, because it needs to
So
be
sad.
spoken of.
I mean, the 5th season's been shit, but man, I loved that. The first 3 seasons of that show, and even part of the 4th season, was great.
Speaking of pop, Community has been canceled.
Yes, it has. Oh, yeah, I completely agree. The 4th season wasn't very good. It was okay.
Although it did have my favorite episode, the video game episode where they're playing for Pierce's
For his
inheritance.
Oh, that
I
had
loved that episode.
That had the guy who played Gus Fring in Breaking Bad.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
And then yeah, the 5th season's been a huge letdown.
Well, it's because they don't have Troy anymore, and it's just not.
Troy, and honestly, like, because Abed was my favorite character for a long time, but without
Troy and Abed.
Yeah.
Abed has, like, the last 3 episodes,
He's just there.
he was annoying.
Really?
Like, I did. Not only was he not my favorite, I actually disliked him a lot.
Troy and Abed in the morning.
One of the headlines I saw for this was "Community in Mourning."
Oh no! Community and
Mourning.
oh,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
honestly,
sad.
I liked Chevy Chase because he was a good, you know, antagonist.
I'm not gonna lie, I hated him so much, but yeah, I mean, if he was
worked
still,
in the show
yeah,
a lot.
he did.
Yeah, his character was perfect.
I mean, there has been rumors of it being picked up on somewhere like a Netflix for like the 6th season. You know, that's been
No,
promised.
don't.
They would
do
have
it.
to bring back Troy for that.
Yeah, and Chevy Chase. Yeah, don't do it. Leave
Isn't
it.
he dead in the show?
Yeah, they killed him off.
Oh
in the
yeah,
show.
yeah, he
Yeah,
died.
so you can't bring him back. Maybe in flashbacks or something. But man, you would have to bring back Troy, and I just don't see that working.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I love Netflix. Netflix is great.
Yeah,
but-
no, I'm just saying there was rumors that something like that would happen, but yeah, fell a little short of 6 seasons of the movie. So what are you gonna do?
Sucks.
Is that the end of
Speaking of segment of news?
Let us work our way over to some trailer talk then.
I'm not gonna lie. This week compared to the last couple weeks, feels like there isn't much.
Well, you know why? It's because this is when the blockbusters first start.
That's
so
true.
all those crazy big movies, it's all going to be indie films from here on out.
Real quick, before we get trailer talk, have either one of you seen Spider-Man? Is it any good?
I've been hearing mixed reviews on it.
Really?
It's like they try to throw way too many villains in.
I've heard, and I don't know, this is spoilery, but I've heard there's something in the movie that completely ruins the series. Like,
Really?
Yeah, completely. Like, it wasn't the villains, like the guy that plays the Green Goblin, and then the whole Electro and Rhino thing is fine, but it's something with Emma Stone that people don't like, and it's making them dislike the series as a whole.
Apparently, the chemistry between her and Andrew Garfield is amazing. Like everybody says, they work.
Aren't they
they
a
were
thing in real life?
I think so.
I
Yeah.
have no idea.
If no, good on you, bro.
Yeah, I joke.
Good on you, man.
Isn't it like basically everything they're doing in this movie set up, like introducing all these villains? Isn't it set up for something else? Set up for bringing.
I think there's a third one that they're planning, but I don't know what direction it's going in, because apparently, the classic timeline is the first movie's the origin story. The second one deals with how they are living with themselves in this new responsibility. I don't know what the third one is, because nobody knows. Apparently, they have no clue. But anyway,
I thought it should follow, the original Star Wars. There's a big win, and then the second movie they just get the shit kicked out of them, and then the third movie it's retribution.
I like that.
Yeah.
There's apparently big rumors going around that this is setting up for him to be in Avengers 3.
Yeah, I think that might have been what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think that's the angle, because Sony is open to the idea, which I think would be awesome. I think it'd be cool to see him in that universe. It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
All right, trailer talk.
Okay, so I had a segue too. First trailer, Gotham, the new TV show on Fox.
Good old Fox.
Yeah, as some of you know, we're not the biggest fans of Fox.
No, we are not.
Well, at least their TV shows, because they cancel the good ones and they just keep the other ones, just beat that money horse until every penny's out.
Oh yeah, I'm going to go back for a second. Actually, now that Community's gone, Parks and Rec is the undisputed longest running comedy on NBC now.
Really?
Yep.
I'm getting to the point where I don't like NBC either.
So I know you're a Parks and Rec fan, so I thought I might bring that up for you.
I love Parks and Rec.
All right, anyway, back to Gotham.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the way it looks, and I think it looks cool. It has a chance,
It's gonna fail.
but it's on Fox.
It's gonna fail.
I think it'll make at least. I'll give it 4 seasons. I say it goes 4
I
seasons.
think it's at least going to get a second season.
No more than 3. No
Nancy,
more.
you have more faith in it than I do. I thought I was gonna make this bet with you about how it's gonna be better than you think.
No, I'll bet that it's gonna be a shitty show, but I also bet that Fox is gonna already put enough money into this that it has multiple seasons.
The casting is really, I'd say, it's pretty good.
I like the casting a lot. The guy that they got to play Penguin, whatever his name is, I really like him.
What's he been in?
Oh fuck, man! I don't know. You're asking.
I
questions.
wasn't paying that close attention to see who the Penguin was.
The only thing I know is
The bald guy?
The guy who plays Gordon is from Southland. Isn't that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah,
show.
okay.
And what I know him from, as I'm afraid to admit, is the OC. He's the main character, the rebel in the OC, like whatever.
Jesus.
Yeah, like back in the early 2000s that show was on.
This kid was in Accepted. He was in Accepted. He's been in an episode of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I think it's
Some other shit,
I think it's
but
interesting how they're introducing Batman, Catwoman, and some of the villains that like as kids. It's kind of weird.
You get to see
I
their
don't like
origin stories. I think that's cool.
No. I'm done with
All right.
origin stories.
All right.
Hold up. Are you wearing Austin's wedding sunglasses?
Yeah,
okay.
they're still in my car, so I wear them.
Nice.
All right, so I'll make a bet with you on this. If it's a pile of shit, I will let you. I had a good bet for this, and I fucking lost it.
I love.
Oh, okay, no. If I win, if it's quality, like it's decent, anything decent or better, you have to watch an entire baseball game with me.
Oh.
If you win, you can pick whatever you want to do. Make me watch the worst movie in the history of mankind.
I'll make you watch Titanic.
Oh, fuck my ass. All right, deal.
Because they're about the same length.
Titanic on VHS, so we have to get up and change the tapes.
Oh, yeah. And I'll make you stand up and I'm going to make you put it in. And,
All right, deal.
okay, I like that deal.
So who decides if it's decent or not? Because that's kind of subjective.
Ratings.
Yeah, we'll go ratings.
What's the cutoff?
I'd say it needs to get at least a 1.5.
Yeah.
Is that fair? I think 1.5 is decent. Isn't that sort of the benchmark? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
Revolution got canceled and it was getting a 1.5.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair.
All right.
All right,
Cool.
book it.
All right.
First of many.
The next trailer up is the new Dawn of the Planet of the Apes trailer. I was excited for this movie already, but after this trailer giving you more an in-depth look as to what the story is going to be about, I'm just that much more into anything that's going on with this movie.
It does look pretty cool. I mean, I've never been a big Planet of the Apes fan necessarily. I watched Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Was the one right before this one?
Yeah.
That's the only one I've ever seen.
Really, you never saw the original ones?
Never saw. I've seen parts of the very first one.
You haven't
but
seen the one with Mark Wahlberg?
No.
Oh, okay. That is one of the worst movies of all time.
I just
You know that was Tim Roth?
something about it's never really grabbed me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tim Roth and Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah, I remember that.
That movie was hella bad.
This movie looks awesome, and I really want to see it. I haven't seen Dawn of Planet of the Apes. Don't hate me.
You mean Rise?
Rise of Planet of the Apes, whatever.
Really?
I mean, it's like him. I'm just not into Planet of the Apes.
I wasn't either. I thought
But
they were just okay, but
I will see
this
that
new-
before I see this. And this one's got Gary Oldman in it.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman's badass.
The new one, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, it's a complete revisioning of the whole franchise. Probably, and I know this is a very broad statement, I think the CGI in these new movies is some of the best CGI I've ever seen in any movie series.
It does look really good.
I'll say that because it's on such a
and it's Andy Serkis, and you love Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis is great. It's on
Yeah,
such
Andy Serkis is awesome.
a smaller scale of CGI is than what a lot of CGI is. So they have to be a lot more detail oriented with it.
Yeah.
Because it's not like a 300-foot Godzilla where you don't have to. I mean, obviously there's good detail in that too, but like when you have
You don't have to
100 apes and
every
and
scale
they're
on
all
his body.
about human size, you have to be a lot more focused on those details and make it look not hokey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're doing good work. For sure. And our next trailer is a movie called Good People with James Franco
and Kate Hudson.
and Kate Hudson.
And Tom Wilkinson.
And the black guy, I don't know what
Omar
he's from.
Sy.
I've seen him in something else.
Yeah, Omar Sy. When you looked it up, I'll give a rundown of what the movie's about. Look up who directed it too. I'm curious about that. Good People looks like James Franco and Kate Hudson live in England somewhere. They run a tenant.
That's where I've seen him from.
I like how you have to take off your sunglasses to read, and then you just put them right back on.
Omar Sy is Bishop in X-Men, the movie that's coming out in 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
That's where I've seen him from. But it was directed by a guy named Henrik Ruben Gens. Don't know him.
None of the work looks familiar.
Well, I'm looking.
Like I said, I'll give a rundown of what. Okay. So they have this tenant who they go to check on him, and they find out he's dead. And they look up in his ceiling, and they find a bag of 250,000 pounds, and they decide not to turn that into the police. But
Pound sterling. It wasn't really a heavy bag. It was money.
Yeah, that'd be heavy as balls. That would crush his ceiling.
He has done a bunch of like foreign movies. He did a movie called Chinaman. I don't know anything about it, but he's done a bunch of shows for The Killing.
Oh, okay. I really like that show.
Yeah.
And some movie called Terribly Happy with a bunch of fucking people I've never heard of. So
okay, well, there you go. So yeah, finds the money. They have money. They have money problems.
Yeah.
Turns out that the money was actually a criminal's money, and now that they have it, he's basically hunting them down. Is that essentially it?
Yeah, pretty much it. Not the most original story.
No, but it looks cool.
Yeah.
You can do unoriginal stuff and make it look good.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a pretty decent cast. I'm not a fan of Kate Hudson, but she's good in certain roles, and I think this would be one of them.
Yeah. My only question is, and maybe they do answer this question in the movie. I'm sure they have to, but they didn't in the trailer. Is why are these two Americans in London or somewhere in England? I think it's London, but because I don't know. For me, like every time a movie makes a decision about something like that, there needs to be a reason for it. You don't just like this movie could be made in any city across the U.S. and you have American leads. So why is this set in Britain?
It might be
There
one of
needs
those
to be a
things
reason.
they'll explain it in the movie, like Green Street Hooligans did,
Yeah.
where Elijah Wood, you didn't know why in the trailer, but then you find out he took the rap for some kids' cocaine in school.
Yeah. No, that's totally fine. I just think they definitely need to address it, or else the entire movie I'm gonna be like, why the fuck am I watching James Franco in an English movie because he's not English and didn't have.
I don't think you necessarily need to explain that. Maybe they just happen to live there. I mean, it's possible.
It is, but how does that help the story at all? That for me, it doesn't. So it's pointless. So why even put it in there? Why not just make it in New York or St. Louis?
They probably just used it for location. I mean, why not?
Well, because if you're
Okay,
if
that's the case, why in Crocodile Dundee was just some random American girl in Australia? Who the fuck knows?
because it's a fucking shitty ass movies. I mean,
But there you go. It didn't explain it, and that movie made a dick ton of money
yeah, but it wasn't
at the
good.
time. No, it wasn't good, man. But
I'm just saying, if we're gonna ever, you gotta hold certain movies to a higher standard.
well, no, I agree that in certain instances movies need to explain it, but in that case, I don't really care. They can happen to live in England. They can happen to live on Mars. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
All right, so
That's
Yeah.
that's my contribution to
Yeah.
the whole discussion. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Our next trailer is I can't read the
Palo Alto.
Palo Alto.
Oh, Palo Alto. Okay.
That's the is it Gia Coppola? Is that how you say your name?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Another fucking Coppola.
It's another
How many
Coppola.
of them are there? There's Sophia,
balls time.
Francis Ford,
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage apparently.
Yeah, he's a
So,
Coppola.
spoiler alert for later on,
Yeah, we're gonna go balls deep with Nick Cage later on.
aka
But-
Nicolas Kim Coppola.
Yes,
That boggles my mind.
but Gia Coppola, she's the granddaughter of
Yes.
Francis Ford.
And Sophia
the one that
is
matters.
the daughter, right?
So wouldn't that make Nicolas Cage your uncle?
No, he's her cousin.
Cousin. Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's true.
Sophia's the daughter of Francis.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that Gia's mom?
I
I don't really give a shit. The
or
movie.
there could be other kids.
Giancarlo is
Okay.
Yeah.
So Palo Alto.
Yeah. Written. The screenplay was written by Gia Coppola, based on short stories that were written by James Franco about just the life of modern high school. The class virgin having an affair with a coach on the soccer team.
Stoner kid.
Stoner kids,
his slightly
hippie
psychotic-
teachers,
Yeah.
It
Val
looks,
Kilmer.
Val Kilmer. Yeah, it looks good. I really want to see it. It kind of speaks a little bit along the lines of when I saw the trailer anyway of shit snacks. What is that?
Kind of reminded me of Perks of Being a Wallflower a
That
little bit.
was the movie I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
a darker version of that.
Yes.
And that movie was
And that
depressing
movie was,
already.
yeah,
That
fairly
movie
dark
was
as it
amazing.
was.
That was a really good movie.
It was. Yeah, no, I think it's been out for a while, hasn't it?
What?
Perks of Being a Wallflower.
No.
It came out, Palo Alto. It came out last year.
Last year.
Palo
okay.
Alto did?
Yeah, well, it came out
Because those
like, to
indie
limited-
movies,
yeah.
those film festival movies come out before, like a year before anyone ever sees them.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Because they don't wide release them until later.
Yeah.
Anyway, this movie looks awesome, and I do want to see it.
It's not a big deal because obviously this looks really good. Do you find it a little strange that James Franco, after all the issues he had with like talking to like the teenage girls and all that stuff, that this is the movie that he helped write? And then
He had an issue with that.
it was a while ago, and they weren't underage. That,
Yeah, they
but-
weren't underage. Like he just ran into this one young girl, and they started talking. She was like 18 or something.
She just turned 18. Basically, they were texting and stuff, and she posted all their messages or whatever. And he was trying. It made it sound like
he was like perving out.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
I
but
just thought
really
it
he
was
was
funny.
but really he was like, I just thought she was cute,
Cute,
and I wanted
yeah.
to hook up. But all right,
yeah,
James Franco's
he,
awesome.
He totally owned up to it. He's
like-
cool like that. But I just thought it was funny.
yeah.
That is funny. Have you heard these stories about him taking nude selfies. Like Conan O'Brien asked I think it was Conan that asked his brother. He has a brother apparently, Derek.
Yeah, you don't remember he was in 22 Jump Street. He was the bad kid.
Oh yeah, okay. So, but they had that guy on. It was
Dave
Conan.
Franco. He was on Conan, and then James was on Letterman a couple nights ago, and he talked about his pictures, and he's like, "Yeah, that's me."
I just think it's funny.
Just taking dick pics, or
Yeah.
Cool.
You know, he needs to show that off.
We've all done it.
Every time I hear the phrase "dick pics," no,
Well, they don't have to be of yours. You could take it. I don't judge.
Well, that's the thing. No, you guys remember the video, the Brett Favre video? The parody video. And he's
that guy who played him looks dead on, just like.
If
Brett
you haven't
Favre.
seen it, look it up on YouTube.
I think I've seen it, but I don't remember.
I showed it to you a couple years ago.
It's so fun, and maybe I should just Google big dicks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Oh, hilarious!
Great video. Yes.
Watch that.
It was pretty good.
Completions are passes are way more awesome. You can complete them through triple coverage. All right, anyway, sorry.
All right, so now we are forced, because we're only halfway through, we need to spend a bunch of balls deep moments with Nick Cage. So we're going to go through the whole career.
Oh, we have the Activision thing at the end too.
Okay, yeah, we can talk about that, and we'll do IMDb idiots. So.
We don't have to spend that much time on Nicolas Cage, please.
And now it's time for Balls Deep with Nicolas Cage.
All right. So starting off with Nick Cage.
Everybody thinks that he's been in just a ton of piles of shit throughout his career, but
and they're right.
He's actually mostly he's actually been in some quality movies.
Yes. I'd say we'll get to the ratio at the end.
Yeah,
but he has been in a lot. He's been in some good movies. He's been in a lot of shitty movies, though.
Okay, so he first started off in this movie TV show called Best of Times. I don't remember ever hearing about that.
It was a TV movie.
Okay,
I don't know anything about it.
But after that, then he went on to Fast Times at Ridgemont High, where he was Nick Coppola. Yeah. So he kept his name and then he changed it to Nick Cage.
I think he's in that movie right at the beginning and then right at the end when Sean Penn bashes that dude in the head with a coffee pot.
He was Brad's friend.
Yeah, he didn't have a name in the credits. He's just Brad's bud.
It wasn't Sean Penn that did it. It was Judge Reinhold that did it. So yeah, and then he went on to something called Valley Girl, which I don't know anything about it. A few of his early stuff I've never heard of.
When punks go to prom, the fun begins. That's the.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, looking at his filmography, I haven't seen anything from Fast Times up until Raising Arizona. That's the next one I had seen. So if you guys seen anything between there,
I'm just looking. I haven't seen anything. Let's just go through. So after Valley Girl, you have Rumblefish, Racing with the Moon, The Cotton Club, Birdie, The Boy in Blue, Peggy Sue Got Married. And then in 1987, you get to Raising Arizona.
Arizona is awesome.
It's a great movie.
I really like it.
It's
a pretty
really
good movie.
is. It's got him and Holly Hunter and John Goodman. Awesome movie. Wasn't it the Farrelly brothers that did that?
No,
the Coen brothers. Okay,
the
Coen brothers. Yeah. Great movie.
Speaking of, we're going back to news. Speaking of John Goodman, he's going to be in the new Transformers movie, along with Ken Watanabe. They're going to be the voice of the Autobots.
Oh, cool. I mean, you won't get to see Goodman, but...
Or Decepticons. I don't remember.
His voice is perfect for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kim Watanabe's awesome, too. So, shit. That's cool. All right, back to Balls Deep with Nicolas Cage.
I can't remember who was talking about it. They're like, Ken Watanabe, so, the guy from Inception. Yeah. What else has he been in? And then besides Seven Samurai, they couldn't name a single movie he's been in.
Seven Samurai.
Or not Seven Samurai, but Last Samurai.
Like Seven Samurai. Isn't that an old-ass movie?
If he was in it, he was a baby.
He's a baby. He was the baby in that.
Yeah. No.
Fact check me, bitches. Sorry.
Yeah, fact check. You can't prove he's wrong.
You can't prove I'm wrong.
Okay, trying to think of other Ken Watanabe movies just to put some time on the clock. He was in Inception. He was in Tampopo it was a Japanese movie. I know I've seen him in other things. Batman Begins. Boom.
There you go.
He wasn't. He was in Batman. Holy shit! I didn't know that.
All right. Sorry.
Yeah, he was
back to Nick Coppola.
Yeah. Okay. Now we'll get back to Nick Coppola. So after Raising Arizona, Moonstruck. Never saw it. Zach.
Fuck. No, I have not seen that movie. But I know he's famous for it.
You just sounded like Clinton. I did not have.
I did not see that movie.
I did not see that movie.
Moonstruck.
That is not my bodily fluid on Moonstruck.
Vampire's Kiss, never saw it.
Nope.
Never on Tuesday.
Nope.
He is credited as Man in Red Sports Car. I like how you go from Raising Arizona to Man in Red Sports Car. After that, let's take a look here.
Time to Kill.
Time to Kill.
Which on here is the title is the Spanish title.
Oh, yeah.
Like in the picture, it shows the front cover. It says Time to Kill, but it's Tempo de Ucidere. I don't know if I say that right or not, but
It looks good enough for me.
yeah, which is weird.
He's Enrico Silvestre.
I don't know anything about it.
Industrial Symphony #1.
So,
No. Firebirds, no. Wild at Heart, no.
man, there's been some shit.
Zandali, no. Honeymoon
He
in
looks
Vegas.
like such a creeper in the cover on Zandali. You need to look at this.
Really?
Take a gander at that.
You know what? If you ever go on those websites that tell you like all the sexual predators that live in your neighborhood, it's just a bunch of that picture over and over again.
Seriously, he looks like a creep. That goatee is just horrible.
That's a porn goatee, man. I don't know what.
Deadfall. Did you guys see Deadfall?
I think I've seen it. No, I haven't.
No, I haven't seen it. No.
But I've heard of it.
Guarding Test. No idea.
No, not. I mean, It Could Happen to You is the next thing I've seen of his, and that wasn't that bad. It's got Bridget Fonda, Isaac Hayes, Wendell Pierce,
Stanley Tucci's in it.
Nice.
And Richard Jenkins. That guy is in fucking everything.
Yeah, he is. I told you I didn't want salmon 4 times.
This wedding's horseshit.
But that movie wasn't that bad.
I did see It Could Happen to You. That's the one where he's the cop and he wins
the
the lottery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot all
It's
about
not that bad.
It.
Well, man, okay. Let's just.
Are you
when
talking
I
about
say-
on a Nick Cage scale? If
on
it's
a
good,
Nick Cage scale, it wasn't that bad.
I
When
like how the
say
guy
a movie-
gets his own scale.
When I say a
of
movie wasn't that
shittiness.
bad, I'm not saying that it was great. I'm just saying that I've seen some shit, and that is not in the same category.
So, Trapped in Paradise.
John Lovitz, Dana Carvey. I have not seen this movie. I don't know anything about it.
Kiss of Death. That's the one with Sam Jackson,
That's a good movie.
David Caruso.
That's not a bad movie. I liked that movie.
Now, is that on a Nick Cage scale or is it?
Well, on a Nick Cage scale, it's a 7, but on a regular scale, it's like a 6.
Have you guys seen the picture of freaking Sam Jackson? And it's got the black background. And he's wearing like the black turtleneck, and it says in quotation, it says "motherfucker."
Yeah.
Sam Jackson.
Yeah, a poem by Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
And then you get to somehow
He
Nick
was-
Cage wins an Oscar.
Wait, he won the Oscar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Leaving Las Vegas.
He
I
is
didn't know he
he is
won the
an
Oscar for
Academy
that.
Award winner.
Wow.
Yep, that's his only win.
Eat your heart out,
Leo.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Leo doesn't have one and Nick Cage does, man. The world just exploded in my brain.
After Leaving Las Vegas,
The
which
Rock.
it's actually a pretty good movie. You get to my favorite Nick Cage movie. Ironically, it's a Michael Bay movie.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick. Hold on, let's just think about this. Andrew likes a Michael Bay movie.
There's only one Michael Bay movie I like, and it's The Rock.
The Rock is really good.
Because it has fucking Sean Connery and Ed Harris in it.
Yeah, man, it really is a good movie. David Morse and Michael Behan. That's a good movie.
I want to.
It is.
It has that one score for the movie. It just like the coolest, like makes you want to get up and
Yeah.
like run a marathon.
Yeah.
And then you say, "Oh wait, I'm watching a movie. Fuck that shit."
Yeah. It was nominated for an Oscar.
Probably effects.
Best sound.
Oh, sound. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then the next year, I followed it up with Con Air.
Oh my god, that's a guilty pleasure movie.
It really
is.
It really is. Like, his accent in that movie drives me fucking up the wall.
Thank you.
Fucking bunny and
Oh
Thank
my
you.
God.
It really isn't that
It's not
bad.
horrible, yeah.
It's got John Malkovich in it, and Malkovich's good in this movie.
and
Plus,
then,
it's got like Danny Trejo and a bunch of other people in it.
yeah, Steve Buscemi I think's is in it.
Steve Buscemi's like the crazy Hannibal Lecter like guy.
Yeah. After Con Air, which everybody should just watch that movie just to say that they've seen it. You go on to one of my top 5 worst movies of all time, and that's Face Off.
Man, I watched this movie not that long ago. I want to say like within the last year, and it was fucking terrible. I remember when it came.
Fucking
I remember when
bad.
it came out. It made tons of money, and everyone talked about it.
Oh yeah, because you got Nick Cage and John Travolta. It was the battle of the receding hairlines.
It's got an 82 Metascore and a 7.3 on IMDb.
It has
that movie is not that fucking good.
It's in the sevens.
Yes,
that means that it's higher than 13th Warrior. It's higher.
It's on the level with Trade and no way, man. That's hog shit.
Face Off.
Wow.
It's one. I gave it a 2. That's what I gave it on.
I gave it a 5. I should probably adjust that to worse.
It's a John Woo movie. I didn't realize that. Now it makes a lot more sense.
Were there doves?
There's probably doves in there somewhere.
Fucking doves. All right. So then
City of Angels.
I've seen it. It was fine. It wasn't terrible, but I didn't care for it that much.
I never saw Snake Eyes.
Me either.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
8
But
million.
hey, it does have City of Angels does have the chief of police from Brooklyn Nine-Nine in it. Haven't seen 8mm. I know 8mm is supposed to be a really fucking creepy movie, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Where it's like he finds this snuff film and
he has to find out if it's real or not.
yeah,
That's
weird.
Fucked up.
Yeah, it's kind
that's
of
kind of an
fucked up.
interesting concept for a film, though. I don't know how well it was done, but that's interesting.
I remember when it came out. It was one of those movies growing up where I wasn't allowed to see it because my mom thought it was like a little too out there for me.
Yeah.
But Bringing Out the Dead has John Goodman in it, and Ving Rhames, and Tom Sizemore, and Mark Antony, fucking everybody else. I haven't seen that,
Yeah.
but it's got a 70 Metascore. Wow.
And then you go on to what is your favorite?
This is one of my favorite Nick Cage. This is a good. I don't give a shit what anyone says. I gave this a 9. It's only got a 6.4 on IMDb.
It's a shitty
and
ass
a
movie.
35 Metascore.
Gone in 60 Seconds
Gone in
is
60
a shitty
seconds.
movie.
I love this movie.
I don't love it,
Shitty.
but I do like it. I think if you say Con Air is a guilty pleasure movie, so is Gone in 60 Seconds.
Damn
No.
straight.
It's fast cars.
There are other movies that have the fast cars and stuff. There's not another Con
This
Air.
movie's fucking awesome.
I
I love this movie. I've seen it so many times.
Isn't Doctor Who in
Yeah,
Gone in 60
Eccleston. He's
yeah.
Raymond Calitri, the bad guy in this movie. And then, of course, you have Jolie and Giovanni Ribisi and fucking... What's his name?
Giovanni Ribisi would be a good balls deep.
Yeah, he's another good one because he's been in some shit.
Yeah.
Will Patton and Delroy Lindo and Timothy Olyphant. Oh, yeah, he's a detective in the movie. Oh, man, this movie just got cooler.
What? Because Duvall's in it.
Oliphant.
Oh yeah, Oliphant. He was the one.
He's one of the detectives.
He was one, like the rookie cop.
That's awesome. Oh, man.
It was like a shitty version of Lethal Weapon. You had the old black cop who was getting too old for this shit, and then you had the gun happy rookie.
Shitty. It was good.
Dude, you got to get Eleanor.
It was good. I'll get balls deep in that movie.
That
again.
was the only redeeming quality about that movie. That Shelby Mustang was beautiful.
Oh man, I would make love to that car.
Yeah.
Okay, and after that you get The Family Man, which I saw and it was terrible.
Is that the one with Don Cheadle where he like gets thrown into an alternate reality where he has to raise kids that he could have had?
The concept I really loved.
It's based off an older movie, I know that.
Yeah, I thought the concept was cool, but man, the movie was just not that good. And I like Téa Leoni. I think for some reason I've always found her to be really good, but I just didn't speak. Not the best.
Captain Corelli's mandolin.
Terrible.
It was really fucking bad. It
Fucking
was
awful.
So fucking bad.
He did a voice in the Christmas Carol movie? Oh, I didn't know that. Haven't seen it. Then he's in something called Sunny.
Are you going to skip right over Wind Talkers?
Wait, did I skip over Wind Talkers?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's just, okay. Yeah, Wind Talkers.
Shit, man.
It was shitty.
Terrible.
It was really bad.
Why? It's
Well,
almost...
it's a really cool story.
Yeah,
My
it
grandpa
is.
used to tell me that story
They just
about
need
World War II all the time.
somebody else. Not him.
Yeah.
I think that's fair enough.
Okay, now we go to Sunny. Which, is he an actor in this movie, or did he direct it? He directed it.
He was an actor as well. He was
Was he?
Acid Yellow.
Man, he's got a shitty Metascore, but I guess this must be one of James Franco's first movies.
It looks like one of those movies that might have like a little bit of a cult following to it.
It looks that way because the cast doesn't look too bad, but
It's probably really fucking weird. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but it just seems you don't name one of your characters Acid Yellow, and it's a normal movie, you know.
oh man, that's legit. All right, so then you go to Adaptation, which apparently is really good.
This is my favorite Nick Cage movie.
Is it? It's really good.
Watch it. It's a great movie, actually.
It's got Chris Cooper.
Very good movie. It's based on a book, I think, actually.
Oh, really?
Okay.
That's ironic. It's an
It's
adaptation
a
of
Spike
adaptation.
Jones movie.
No, absolutely. I'm gonna be Abed for a minute. This is about as meta as you can get in a movie. It's an adaptation of a book, but the Charlie Kaufman, the character he plays, is writing the adaptation for the book that this movie is based on.
So it's an
In the
adaptation of adaptation, which is an adaptation of an autobiography.
Essentially,
Mind equals blown.
essentially, this woman wrote a book about that's like lilies or some bullshit like this. But part of the book had to do with this guy that she met along the way. It's an adaptation of that book, but the main character isn't any of those people. They're in it, but they're not the main characters. The main character is Nicolas Cage's character, who's a screenwriter, who's writing the screenplay based on this lady's book.
This cast is pretty killer.
It's fucking weird, and he plays his own twin. Like there's twins in the movie. He plays both characters.
Oh, that was another trailer I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Double with Jesse Eisenberg.
Haven't.
We'll
heard
have
of
to
it.
watch the trailer for
Okay.
that next week.
All right.
I would definitely suggest you watch adaptation though. It has good
Okay.
scores. It's got 83 Metascore and a 7.8.
Yeah, it's got a
IMDb.
decent score. I remember when it came out, people talked about how good it was.
Yeah.
It's very interesting and it's weird.
Didn't you get Matchstick Man?
Yeah, he was the con artist, and then a kid shows up. No.
Got Sam Rockwell in it. I like Sam Rockwell. I don't know. I probably won't see it, but The Weatherman. Oh no! Wait, no,
You
sorry.
just skipped over a shit
Fuck,
ton of
I just
shit.
skipped over a shit ton of shit.
National
National
Treasure.
Treasure. God, fucking
That
awful
movie isn't the worst thing I've ever seen.
It's not the worst, but it's
I
not
kind of
that bad.
liked the first one.
one is pretty.
I liked
good.
the first.
it was a
one.
really cool concept. It has
It's a Sean Bean movie where he doesn't die.
yeah. That's another balls. Let's go balls deep with
Balls
Sean
Bean.
Bean.
deep with Sean Bean. Yeah,
I could do that,
I
yeah.
But it's got terrible scores, but I didn't think it was terrible. I
No,
thought it was decent.
the second one's really bad.
Yeah, the second one's not the best, but this one was
I thought the first one was pretty
watchable
decent, yeah.
for sure.
Lord of War. Apparently, it's not that bad of a movie.
Oh no, it's fucking horrible.
I haven't
it really?
I
seen it.
hated that movie.
I never saw
Really,
it.
it got super good reviews, and it's got a 7.6.
It's crap. It's complete crap.
I hope that's true because there's no way a Nicolas Cage movie can be better. Than
Honestly, I like the idea behind it. He's essentially an arms dealer. That's essentially what he does.
right. I remember when it came out.
And I was really excited for it. It was complete crap.
Really, that's kind of
Not even worth your time to watch.
Okay, well then I won't watch it.
I never saw Weatherman.
No, I didn't.
I don't
either.
remember this movie. Chicago weatherman separated from his wife, debates whether. No, I didn't see it. Not the best.
Ant Bully, shitty anime movie.
Haven't seen it.
World Trade Center. No.
I heard this movie was like the height of shit. Like it was awful.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad.
It's got a 66 Metascore. That's bullshit.
All right.
And then you go to truly two of the worst movies
This
of all
is
time.
where he starts making like the worst movies of all time.
Yeah. Wicker Man.
I never saw it.
It's
I did.
it's probably the worst acting I've ever seen in my life.
It is pretty bad. As bad as it sounds, though, if you set the Ghost Rider in front of me and the Wicker Man in front of me, I'd choose the Wicker Man 9 times out of 10. I think Ghost Rider is that bad of a movie.
I think I'd rather watch Ghost Rider. It'd be brutal. It's like saying, do you want to get stabbed with a hot iron or an iron that's been dipped in acid?
I haven't seen Wicker Man, so I know Ghost Rider's shit. So
Of course, the hot iron would be the one for Wicker Man because you'd be wondering, how did it get burned? How did it get burned?
then he was in a segment in Grindhouse, which I never saw that movie, so I know nothing about it. It was the Robert Rodriguez, Quentin Tarantino double.
I was trying to think, was Grindhouse wasn't... No, I'm thinking Death Proof. That was the one I saw. I never
Well,
saw
Grindhouse was both of them.
Yeah, okay, but I only saw Death Proof, and he
Right.
was in the other one.
He was
With
in
the
like
zombies.
a trailer or something. He
Yeah.
wasn't in the movie.
Werewolf Woman of the
Yeah.
SS.
Yeah.
God.
That sounds amazing. I want to watch it. And then this, I think, is the worst movie I've seen that he's made.
Next.
It's awful, and that kills me because it's got the very, very sensual Jessica Biel in it, and man, it's just a pile of shit.
And then you continue with the shittiness when you go on to National Treasure 2.
Yeah, that movie's awful.
That movie wasn't very good.
I never...
In the scale of his movies, it's on the middle end of his shit.
Yeah. it's
But
not
in the
worst.
regular scale, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bangkok Dangerous, shitty.
It's pretty
Haven't
bad,
seen
yeah.
it.
Knowing, It sounds familiar.
Oh, that's the movie where he finds the paper of the kid from way back when that wrote all these numbers, and he finds out, it's a roadmap to the end of the world.
Yeah, it's like a prophecy for the end of the world.
Huh.
It's
the concept is kind of cool, but I have not seen it. And
I
it's
have
him,
seen
and
it. It's
I probably
okay.
won't see
It's
it.
not great.
Okay, well,
Fucking G-Force.
I never saw that.
I never saw that. I didn't know much about hamsters.
Bad Lieutenant. I liked it. I thought it was a pretty good movie.
Apparently, it's really good.
I liked it.
I wasn't a huge fan.
It's because he's playing a cokehead, and that's just what he knows.
Yeah,
Hey, it's got Val Kilmer in it, man. It's got to be legit.
And Eva Mendes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mendes.
After Bad Lieutenant, you get Astro Boy.
Voice in that.
And then probably...
One of the favorites.
Yeah,
especially
one of my favorites.
Of the younger people that have seen his movie.
I like Kick-Ass a lot.
No, yeah,
Kick-Ass.
so.
Especially him. He actually did a really good job in the movie.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Kick-Ass 2 is disappointing, but this
I never
movie's
saw
really good.
Kick-Ass 2.
Man, I watched half of it and never finished it.
Sorcerer's Apprentice.
I never saw it.
Me neither.
Is it any... Have you seen it?
No.
Okay, well then I don't know. I won't comment on it.
Drive Angry. That's the one that has...
You skipped over Season of the Witch.
Did I?
Yeah.
Isn't Sean Bean in that?
I don't know. I haven't
I thought
seen
he
it.
was.
It's a movie...
No, I'm thinking a different one.
Ron Perlman's in it. It's a movie where 14th century knights transport a suspected witch to a monastery where the monks deduce her powers could be the source of the Black Plague. The concept sounds neat. The story sounds cool, but apparently it's just like the shittiest movie ever. I haven't seen it. Okay, now Drive Angry.
Okay, that's the one that has like Amber Heard in it, the really hot chick, and William Fichtner.
So hot.
I like William Fichtner a lot. That guy's really cool.
Oh, the guy that he was in Dark Knight at the beginning,
Yeah,
and he's in Ninja Turtles. Yeah,
yeah.
Amber Heard's really hot. You know,
Yeah,
she's married to Johnny Depp now.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him. High five, man. But,
So early before we did this, I knew we were doing Nicolas Cage, so I just like picked 3 random movies I hadn't seen in his later career. And
Are they're all about the same movie?
No, and all I looked at them, I was like, okay, I just read what the synopsis of them. They all either had to do with his daughter being kidnapped or his daughter being killed. All 3 of them. And I just picked 3 at random. I thought it was really weird. And this is the first one I picked because a vengeful father escapes from hell and chases after the man who killed his daughter.
yeah.
That was the first one.
He did Seeking Justice with Guy Pearce and January Jones. I like Guy Pearce a lot. I haven't seen
It was
this
a really
movie.
cool concept. Like something shitty happened to his family, so he hires this one company. Like, hey, can you guys help me like seek justice? But then things go way over his head, and I thought it was a cool premise, but I saw Nick Cage was in it, so I skipped it. That's where I've gotten to.
Yeah.
Where if I see Nick Cage is in something, I automatically just
There's
I'm out.
certain, I've done that with other actors where I've seen certain previews. I'm like, oh, that looks cool, and then I realize who's in it, and I say, oh, like I did that with fucking Meryl Streep. And then you get Trespass with Nicole Kidman, and I won't see it because Nicole Kidman's in it, and he's in it. I just don't care for. The only movie I think I've seen Nicole Kidman in that I liked was
Moulin Rouge.
That was a good movie. Okay, that, and then that movie she did To Die For, or is like one of Joaquin Phoenix's first movies, where she's like the hot teacher that gets the kids to kill her husband.
What?
Yeah.
It sounds weird.
Apparently it was
Yeah.
based on a true story.
You need to add Stoker because you freaking watch that movie. I'm telling you, it's good.
Oh, is that... Who's in that?
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole, she's the mom.
It looks good.
It's a
remember
great movie.
talking about it. Then you get Austin's favorite movie,
Ghost Rider
Ghost Rider
2.
Spirit of Vengeance.
Shittier than the first.
Legit.
I never saw Stolen.
Me either. But that was the second movie I clicked on. A former thief frantically searches for his missing daughter, who was kidnapped. All right, cool.
Then you get a couple movies that apparently are... I haven't seen The Croods. Apparently it's really good.
I didn't like it.
I really like The Croods.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I've heard
Yeah.
good things.
Emma Stone, freaking, it's funny. I don't know. I liked it.
Then he's in another movie with John Cusack called Frozen Ground. That looks like a straight to DVD type thing. But then you get Joe, which we talked about, and I actually have at home.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to let me know if it's
Yeah,
any good.
I'm going to have to watch it and let you know. I have a friend who's, I've got to keep him unnamed, but he's in the industry. He works at a studio out in LA, and they get screeners, so he gives me some sometimes.
And then he's in a movie called Rage, or
That-
it's known by Tokarev.
Rage?
When a Russian mob kidnaps the daughter of a reformed criminal. Sorry. And that was the third one.
I'll pass. Looks terrible.
And then we're just going to move on to stuff that he's not out
That
yet.
hasn't come out yet.
Outcast, Left Behind. Please tell me that's a remake of the shitty ass Christian books Left Behind.
Knowing him, I bet it is.
A small group of survivors are left behind after millions of people suddenly vanish and the world is plunged into chaos and destruction.
Oh my god.
Look, Chad Michael Murray's in this movie? What has he done in the past 5 years?
Who's Chad Michael Murray?
Exactly.
He was big in the early 2000s. He was kind of like a teen heartthrob kind of guy.
Oh, he was in One Tree Hill.
Yeah.
And then National Treasure 3, apparently. It's rumored.
Would not surprise me.
So, what would you guys give on not a Nick Cage scale, but a normal scale? What would you give the ratio for his career?
Oh, man.
Out of 10.
I would probably give it a 3.
I'd give it a 2 out of 10. 2 films are good out of every 10.
Oh, yeah, it's probably that. 3.
I'd go 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's 4 movies for sure that I've seen of his that I liked.
All right. So,
All right.
And that was Balls Deep with Nicolas Cage.
All right. So now we're going to do IMDb Idiots. Who's hosting this week?
That would be me, sir.
Excellent.
Let's see here.
IMDb Idiots. So, to
Give me some
refresh
more guys.
memories of what this is, we take the top 250 IMDb movies of all time rated by you, the people, and us, the people. And whoever's hosting, Austin this week, gives us a quote, a couple supporting actors, maybe what the movie is, like a drama, comedy, whatever. And we try and guess what that movie is.
All right. Are you guys ready?
Sock it to me.
Born Ready.
All right. So for our first film, when it loads, we have... It is a drama and romance film from 1942.
It's not Gone with the Wind, is it?
It is not Gone with the Wind.
Is it a...
It's not Casablanca.
It is Casablanca.
Fuck yeah.
I didn't have to give anything. I was getting ready to say an actor and went straight to it. Okay. Let's see here.
Look how Zach's sitting. He's
I'm
on the edge
ready.
of-
I've lost 2 times in a row.
I bet you were at home last night. That's why you were late getting here, is because you were up all night just going
Studying,
through
yeah.
IMDb top 250.
All right. We have a 2002 war drama. 2002 war drama.
Saving Private Ryan?
No.
Shit.
Frank Finley, Amelia Fox.
It's not, no, it's not Last Samurai. That didn't come out.
All right. Director.
Is this going to give it away?
War drama?
He's done a lot of movies, so maybe not, but doesn't do a lot of movies now for good reason. Roman Polanski,
The Pianist?
The Pianist.
We did that one already.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, fair enough.
Redo.
That was the first week.
Yeah, I lost on that one because I'm like, what the hell?
You were the one that asked
I'm
it,
sure
too.
that- I'm
Yeah,
pretty
redo.
All right. 1940 comedy drama.
Some Like It Hot.
No.
Wait, she wasn't that old.
Paulette Goddard was the lead female in this movie. I wouldn't necessarily call it a comedy, but and I'm not going to tell you who it is, but the main actor is a comedic actor, 1940. So,
I'm always thinking...
I can't really, there's got to be something I can give you. It was nominated for 5 Oscars.
Okay, that's not helping me. That movie's old as hell, and I probably haven't seen it.
Imagine the most famous silent comedian.
Charlie Chaplin?
Oh, is it...
No, he wasn't.
Let's
Yankee
see.
Doodle Dandy?
Blank tries to expand his empire while a poor Jewish barber tries to avoid persecution.
I don't know the name of that.
I don't know.
The most famous speech from a movie probably ever.
Yeah, it's...
No, nothing.
No.
It's not the American or...
All right, we'll move on then. It's The Dictator.
That's... Yeah, I forgot.
Wouldn't
the
have
name.
got it. Sorry.
Have you never heard the speech from that movie?
No.
Well, it's a silent film, so...
It's not a silent film. It's not a silent film. It's
Yes.
but good try. All right, moving on. Just when Casablanca, it's classic. This one's just as classic.
God damn it, I hate old movies.
1941 drama mystery.
The Maltese Falcon.
No, I'm going to go give you the synopsis for this. Following the death of a publishing tycoon, news reporters scrambled to
Citizen
discover-
Kane.
Yes.
Okay, so 1-1.
Whatever. I've never seen that movie.
Really?
Yeah, I've never
Just
seen
watch the first half, and it's a really fun, happy movie. It's sort of like
Rosebud.
I kind of like a comparison I'm about to make. It's sort of like Boogie Nights. The first half of that movie is like super happy, everybody's having a good time, and then the second half, whenever they make it to the 80s, everybody's just like coked out, getting shot at, and it makes you kind of want to get sick because they're listening to Sister Christian while an Asian kid throws fireworks in the corner.
Okay, so here we go.
That's Citizen Kane.
2010 adventure animation. Joan Cusack, Don Rickles.
Fuck. I should know this because I've seen this movie.
There are 2 lead actors that I cannot give
John
you.
Cusack?
Joan.
Joan
Oh,
Cusack.
Joan Cusack.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't that. Fuck.
Was it a DreamWorks film or a Pixar or was it a Miyamoto film?
It's Pixar.
Miyamoto.
Pretty sure. Anyway, pretty sure it's Pixar.
Shit.
I know it's Miyazaki. I know.
Yeah, I was thinking Miyamoto and Nintendo.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
It's not
Joan
Wreck-It
Cusack.
Ralph.
No, Wreck-It Ralph came out like a year ago.
2010.
Action adventure?
Animation.
Animation adventure.
Yeah.
Animation adventure. All right, guys, you ready for this? As soon as I say this, you're going to know.
It's not airplane or cars or.
Tim Allen.
Oh, Toy Story 3.
Yep.
I win.
Fuck that movie and fuck this game. And that was
that really
IMDb
2010
idiots.
is when
2010.
Wow,
Toy Story
it
3.
seems like it was sooner than that. That's 4 years
I've
old.
never
at
seen
this
Toy Story 2 or 3 because I just thought the first one was okay.
third
Have you
one.
seen-
The third one will make you cry.
Yeah.
Have you seen the theory online? It was a
The
cracked,
Pixar- the
the
Pixar
cracked
theory?
article. No.
Are you talking about how Woody
Toy Story
is?
is really an allegory for the Holocaust?
No.
Yeah.
No, I've
Yeah,
not
read it,
seen
man.
that.
Go to crack.com. It's legit.
There's a fan theory that you've watched all the Toy Stories, right?
Yeah.
That what was the not Woody, the girl one? What was her name?
Oh, yeah. Shit. The girl cowboy.
Yeah. Well, you know
Cowgirl,
how
I
she
suppose.
says that she was abandoned by her mother, or
It was actually
actually Andy's mom. That's the theory, that because the hat that he wears and stuff is actually a girl's hat. So people are thinking that it was actually Andy's mom.
because like in the second movie, the flashback to the little girl that has the cowgirl,
Yeah.
is actually Andy's mom. Yeah, I've seen that.
Okay.
I don't think Toy Story is even one of the best Pixar films. That's just me.
I think it
There's
probably is.
there's a few I would watch before it.
It changed everything, bro.
I'm not
Finding
debating
Nemo is
that.
the best Pixar movie.
That'd be a great discussion. What's the best Pixar movie? 'Cause
Ratatouille
I
is my favorite.
already had it. It was Finding Nemo.
Ratatouille?
I love
Ratatouille
that. I
fucking
fucking
sucks.
love that movie.
By a lot of people's standards, that's one of the worst Pixar.
It
movies.
I
is.
don't give a shit what anyone says. I love that movie.
It's-
I could watch it a million times.
I think it's the worst Pixar movie that I can think of off the top of my head.
Isn't like Cars and stuff? Pixar?
Oh yeah, Cars.
Yeah.
Okay, Cars,
Yeah.
and then Ratatouille.
No,
Planes.
dude. Fucking Cars. Ratatouille is awesome.
I didn't think Ratatouille's bad, but
I liked it a lot.
Well, on that note, I think we're gonna wrap this shit
Wrap it
up.
up.
Yeah.
Wrapping up.
So next week you can expect a Seed or Skip It on Godzilla.
Yep. From two of us, actually.
Yeah. What else can you expect from next week?
You can also expect another segment of Balls Deep.
With who should our
Didn't we say we were going to do one on somebody we mentioned?
Giovanni Ribisi?
Yeah. Balls Deep. No, let's pick somebody else.
What about
someone said Gary Oldman.
Oh,
Balls Deep,
Deep with
with
Gary
Gary Oldman.
I like it. All right, so we'll find you next week. But until then, please subscribe to us on YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter. You can like us on Facebook. But most importantly, subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. That's where the numbers matter. We'd also like to thank Podomatic.com for hosting our podcast and giving it out MP3 style.
I
You
will
can
pour
al-
myself out for subscriptions.
Yeah.
Real fast, I got something I want to add just to all our local listeners in the Springfield, Missouri area. MSU is having their Electronic Arts Film Festival, where all the student-made films and short films and everything are being displayed at the student union there on campus, and it's free to the community.
Nice.
Go watch. There's going to be some great stuff on there. Definitely go support some local artists and free movies.
All right. Well, until then, we'll catch you next time. Peace out, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.